Thursday, Parashat Chukat. In the parasha of this week, Parashat Chukat, we're going to be reading about an episode of an attack by Kenaani that attacks Am Israel in the desert. But the pasuk that tells us about the attack begins with an introduction that says, Vaishma HaKenaani. And the Kenaani, Melech Arad, heard. What did he hear? That he came to attack. Well, what he heard that the divine clouds that surrounded the Jewish people in the desert had disappeared, they had dissipated, and they were no longer there. And then he saw a moment of vulnerability for the Jewish people, and that's when he attacked. And this episode happened right after Aharon Hacohen passed away. When Aharon Hacohen was alive, his zechut, his merit, brought us these protective clouds that surrounded Am Israel in the desert. Actually, the zechut of Aharon brought the clouds. The zechut of Miriam HaNevi'ah brought the well that traveled with them in the desert that gave them water. That's why when Miriam HaNevi'ah died, that well stopped giving water, and then that's when they complained for the water, and then Moshe had the water come out from the rock. And when Moshe Rabbeinu passed away, just before they went into the land of Israel, then the manna stopped. So the man that they received the food from the Shamayim was B'zchut Moshe. The water, the be'er, was B'zchut Miriam, that's why it's called Be'er Miriam. And the clouds that surrounded them were with the merit of Aharon. So each one of them has such tremendous merit that all of Am Yisrael had a benefit because of the merit of each of these leaders of Am Yisrael. But what was so unique about Aharon, that because of him, there was clouds of protection that surrounded us. These clouds of protection protected us from the elements, and they protected us from any attack, from any army. They were like a shield that surrounded Am Yisrael and protected us in the desert. What was so unique about Aharon? What was his great merit? And his great merit was that he was Ohev Shalom, Verodev Shalom, Ohev et HaBiriot U'Karvan LaTorah. Aharon Hacohen was a person who loved peace, who pursued peace. He loved people, he found the positive in people, and he brought them closer to the Torah. But this idea of peace is so important, because peace brings blessings. When there is harmony amongst people, when there is no conflict, when people get along and are at peace with each other, then there are many blessings that come from that, including the protection, which was basically a spiritual protection of these divine clouds that surrounded Am Yisrael. And Aharon Hacohen used to go and make peace between people. There was one person didn't get along with another, whether it was in terms of shlom bayit, a husband and wife, or whether it was neighbors, or it was any people that had some kind of disagreement or misunderstanding, or a reason why maybe they're still cross with each other. No matter what the situation was, he himself went and made sure to bring peace among them. That was such an incredible zechut, merit, that this was a merit that brought protection for all of the Jewish people. And it's a lesson for us to learn, that any opportunity that we have to make peace, wherever there was conflict or discord, to find a way to mend ways and to bring back harmony and to bring back good relations. And peace is like a vessel that can contain many blessings. And of course it goes from both sides. If two people have a conflict, each has to do his part, but regardless, even if it's one person who extends the hand and takes the lead, it's also okay. And if it's another person that is not one of the two people in conflict, that's great too. A person that gets involved like Aharon Hacohen, even though he's not part of that argument or part of that disagreement, but he gets there and makes peace between them, that's an incredible zechut. And that's why really we see that at the end of every important prayer, whether it is Amidah, or Birkat Mazon. We see or Kaddish, we see that at the end of these important prayers, the final phrase is Oseh Shalom Imromav, the one who makes peace in the heavens. Yaseh Shalom, and will make peace amongst us. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.